What's going on, family? Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to take a look at Sammy ANGOTT and Sugar Ray Robinson. These three men fought three times. 1941, 1942, and 1946. Very interesting career Sammy ANGOTT would have. He would play a significant role in the career of the great Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, Sammy ANGOTT was known as the Clutch. He was born January 17, 1915 in Washington, Pennsylvania. He died October 22, 1980 in Cleveland, Ohio. Stood 5 foot 8 inches, weighed 126 3/4 to 147 pounds. He was managed by Charlie Jones. Now, Sammy ANGOTT had well over 131 total fights as a professional. He's only stopped once in his career. He would face men such as Mexican's Juan Zarita. Juan Zarita would lose his title to great Ike Williams. But ANGOTT would be in the ring with Henry Armstrong and Fitzy Zivic. Johnny Bratton fought out of Chicago. He would hold the NBA welterweight championship belt. Sammy ANGOTT would be in the ring with him. October 27, 1943. He would face Luther Slugger White, the NBA lightweight championship belt. Leo Ruddock and Ali Schwartz. Ali Schwartz was out of New Jersey. Lou Jenkins would lose his lightweight championship belt to Sammy ANGOTT. Mexican's Al Azteca, former featherweight champion Petey Cerrone. Matter of fact, he would retire Petey Cerrone. That would be Petey Cerrone's last fight. Petey Cerrone will lose his featherweight championship belt, New York's Madison Square Garden, 1937, to the great Henry Armstrong. Aldi Sporley and former featherweight champion Freddie Miller. Lou Macy, former lightweight champion out of Philadelphia, the Bobcat, Bob Montgomery. Tommy Spingal, Joey Fernando, Bobby Ruffin, and Johnny Pena. Trenton, New Jersey's former lightweight champion, Ike Williams. 1938. Out of Michigan, Wesley Ramsey, Everett Reitmeyer, Jimmy Vaughn, and Jackie Wilson from California. Now, Sammy ANGOTT will stop the 62-0 winning streak out of New Haven, Connecticut's former featherweight champion Willie Pep. Would also face former Mexican and California featherweight champion Albert Baby Arizmendi. ANGOTT would face Davey Day, the former featherweight contender. Matter of fact, the NBA version of the lightweight championship belt. He'll be in competition with Davey Day and Sammy ANGOTT. He would solidify it with Luther Slugger White. ANGOTT would face Harlem, New York's 5-time middleweight, 1-time welterweight champion, and Pennsylvania State middleweight champion, the great Sugar Ray Robinson in 1941. That's where issues would become. See, Ray Robinson, name was Walker Smith. He was born May 3rd, 1921 in Allen, Georgia. He died April 12th, 1989, Harlem, New York. He died April 12th, 1989. Had the pleasure of meeting Ray Robinson on 2 separate occasions. Great conversations we had. Robinson had a 74-inch reach. He was 6 foot tall and weighed 134 to 165 pounds. He had a manager by George Gankford. He was trained by Pee Wee Beale, Harry Wiley Sr., Soldier Jones, Bo Dean Brown. Bo Dean would be in the corner with the great Muhammad Ali. Ray Robinson had a total career as an amateur of 85 bouts. 69 knockouts, 40 knockouts in the very first round. There are 201 total bouts as a professional. 174 wins, 109 knockouts, 19 losses, 6 draws. And he didn't complete a fight once in his career. That was against Joey Maxim, 1952. Could answer the 14th round through exhaustion. Now, Ray Robinson would be in the ring with Mike Evans. Charlie Burns fought Burns in his 15th professional fight. Burns was in the ring with everyone. Fritzy Zivic, Marty Servo, and Izzy Genazzo, Rob Zanelli and Tommy Bell. He would fight for the vacant welterweight championship belt for Marty Servo against Tommy Bell, 1946. He would become the welterweight champion of the world. Third black welterweight champion, behind the Barbados Demon, Joe Walcott, and Dixie Kid. He would face Jake LaMotta 6 separate occasions. Would lose to him in 43. But he would gain a rematch in 43. Defeat him in 42, 45, 51. Sidney Miller, Cecil Hudson, the great Artie Levine out of Brooklyn, New York. One of the most devastating punches in Ray Robinson's career. Bernie Miller, Georgie Abrams. And Georgie Abrams would face Tony Zale for the vacant middleweight championship of the world. Jimmy Doyle would unfortunately lose his life to a left hook, courtesy of the great Sugar Ray Robinson. California's Jackie Wilson. Matter of fact, Jackie Wilson was the opponent that Ray Robinson would face when he lost to Jake LaMotta in 1943. He would face Californian Jackie Wilson. Within a 3-week span, face Jake LaMotta to regain that loss in 43. But also faced the great Henry Armstrong in 43. He'd be in the ring with Kid Gavilan, and Earl Turner, Little Tiger Aaron Wade. But on Monday, July 21st, 1941, Philadelphia, 10-round victory, Shive Park. 20-year-old Ray Robinson will win every round over 26-year-old Sammy ANGOTT. Referee was Irving Clutcher. Robinson had a fighting career record at that time of 20-0. ANGOTT was 60-15. Imagine that. 3 times the amount of fights ANGOTT would have. 60, and 15. Amazing. The only issue with that fight, that Ray Robinson was fighting for Sammy ANGOTT's NBA lightweight championship belt, but ANGOTT didn't make weight. And because of that, 1 year after turning professional, Ray Robinson could have been a lightweight champion of the world. Now, he'd made the welterweight championship belt against Tommy Bell, 1946. And he won the middleweight championship belt in 1951 over Jake LaMotta. He got exhausted in 1952 for the light heavyweight championship belt against Joey Maxim. Basically won every round in that fight up until the 14th. And if they had all the in-between championships at that time, junior middleweight, super middleweight, super lightweight, Robinson would have had all those belts as well. Because all those opponents that he faced would have been ranked number 1 through 10 in all those different weight divisions. Friday, July 31st, 1942, New York's Madison Square Garden. He would defeat Sammy ANGOTT once again. Ray Robinson was 21. And he would win almost every round. ANGOTT was 27 years old. He had a record of 68-16. And Robinson was 32 wins, 25 knockouts. Referee was Arthur Donovan. Sometimes we take for granted the career of some of these men. Ray Robinson, Sammy ANGOTT were phenomenal fighters. Third meeting between these two men took place March 4th, 1946. Fight took place in Pittsburgh. Robinson was 147 pounds and ANGOTT was 143. The gate was $47,867. ANGOTT was dropped in the first round and the eighth round. Robinson received $12,595.72. ANGOTT received $9,000. So at the Pittsburgh Hill. And while there one day, $25,000 was put on the table as an incentive for Robinson to face Charlie Burley. And Ray Robinson, who'd been back and forth to that city to face Ozzie Bulldog Harris and Fitzy Zivik, was in a position where he was ranked number 1 as a welterweight. And Charlie Burley was number 7 as a middleweight. Robinson was willing to go up to middleweight if he was paid a little extra money. That money was not on the table. He said, why risk my number 1 lightweight position and number 1 welterweight position to face a ranked number 7 in a middleweight? So that deal fell through. But Sammy ANGOTT would stop the winning streak of 62-0 with a great Willie Pep. He would end the career of Petey Cerrone. He was known as the Clutch. Very underrated fighter was Sammy ANGOTT. But that's the story on the nights, 1941, 1942, and 1946 of the great Sugar Ray Robinson and the Clutch, Sammy ANGOTT. Two great Hall of Fame fighters. I'm Scrapbook Boxing. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Salute to Sammy ANGOTT and the great Sugar Ray Robinson. Salute to my subscribers. Salute to these two great fighters.